and and he cannot resurrect him. I think that turn two Marin was immediately murdered by Jannis. That's how it looks to me. And yeah, the problem with this strategy to me is that you cannot force your opponent what to discard and how much to discard unless you overfill his hand, which is a very slow tale to do. But then again, as I saying, Yanis is playing very slow deck, so he has enough time to move him the other way with the Genius and Unexpected Guile.
Yeah, then we could be here for a while.
Yep, we can be here for a while. On the other side, Yanis' deck is Alliance, which is almost unviewable, and it's a very slow control deck with what was it? Queensman, Vanguard Lancers, Greenwood Traders, and Buster Doctors, Aquatic the Waves, and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And a lot of location control.
I wonder with well, yeah, Red Keep not being loyal. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Game going on a long time, having Iron Bank out could get silly. Could get really silly.
Yeah, and now we have the Old Town Undercity, which cycles cards to the hand based in Shadow. So and the retinue is. I don't remember if Yanis is playing Nightmares. Uh, Yanis is playing two of Nightmares, so that could get a little bit messy. If you Nightmares the retinue, the unexpected draw drops off. One way to deal with unexpected tile. We see a very old combo, I would say. This card is from the Martell, where you have Autumn Score with Dragon's Tail, so your opponent draws two, you draw four, and that helps a lot. Then
Oh,
Bounty Plate,
yeah. So I wonder what keeps do you know what in the Tyrell deck? What keeps him from milling himself in something like this?
the Studio Archivist.
But doesn't the Archivist reset both discard piles?
Yes, that's why Marine Trance is so important, because when opponent discard cards from hand, they go into the auto play and not in the discard pile.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the idea behind the deck. But I think if you want to do something like that, you have Hoto Huntback or Hoto, the one that makes you to draw a card and check reserve on the Kraken banner. But you need Marine Trans for the Wyan banner, so it's a very complicated thing to figure out. Now he's just depending on solid discard from hand and keeping Marine Trans alive, which he is failing. Um,
And
sometimes,
Valor got him right. Like
yeah.
Martell was willing to Valor just to kill Marin Trent.
Hmm. And there was one more game where you streamed it that Marine Trans was immediately crowned,
Mm-hmm.
although there was another number. So people know what's up after looking the deck and considering that these decks are ruled by nine very strong players one by one.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I assume they're going to matchups and what's important, what we have to deal with. Again, commandments to call for making such a brave choice. It's
kind of
very brave.
kind of his thing.
Yeah. Did he win one of the other matches?
He's won some. I don't know if he won last round. I don't know. I've, I've lost track. I mean, it seems like what I mean. Tyrell Kingdom's pretty good, so this had to be considered pretty darn good in order to displace that, or maybe it was just that this is the kind of deck that Colt actually wants to play and doesn't want to play.
Yeah. There is added benefit to think that you play cards that you want to play, decks that you want to play. For example, I cannot buy what Zero Blood deck for the white of me. Regardless how stupid it is, how easy it is, I cannot buy what that stupid thing. I'm terrible with it. And even the Night Force one. But decks like the one, for example, Jannis that has like 15 triggers, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
I know what to do with every of my triggers.
Yeah, this is
Still,
gonna Colt's gonna have to
uh,
find another way here, right? Because it's like Martell, like everything they do with Dorn and Greenblood Traders. This is still about putting cards on the bottom of your deck rather than discarding them.
you know,
And now Isle of Ravens is out there. That'll help.
the bigger problem I would say is that the chamber is,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
if you're not familiar with IKEA combo, chair and a table.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting both players are playing for playing Iron Bank, something worth mentioning. Although Colt is a little bit ahead now. Again, something that we'll mention again is that the Martell can overwhelm that red keep there with triggers. And this deck even more than a standard Martell deck. Turn to the challenges phase, and Colt decided not to do challenges. Maybe a power challenge there was meant for a power challenge or an intrigue one. Because that Septon is milked. But maybe he doesn't want to lose cards from hand. Or he doesn't want to get power on his faction card, which is probably the main concern. Nothing much actually, a lot of chump challenges. We see Queen's Retinue joining for a card to force Jannis to draw.
Yep.
And I assume there is an expected guy out there as well somewhere.
Does does Guile cost anything?
One,
Yeah.
it's a very, very solid combo.
Yep. No, those are the main pieces.
Now, let's see, there is a guy out there. Jannis is not afraid to draw cards at all. Surprisingly, no one.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them will draw like crazy the whole time. Teach him power challenge. Another card for Jannis.
But Martell wins dominance.
Yeah, and you take one power for that.
Hmm. So Germany is leading 4-2. This is must win for Team USA.
Yep, it is definitely must win. I wonder why the second region was brought out of shadow, considering there is no challenge coming. So
It
he's
could be to win dominance. That's why.
okay, right? Yeah, all right. Yeah, but having power is not good in this matchup.
No, but I mean, any chamber would have stolen the one power he had.
Yeah.
So I think
And
it's
then he had zero power and chamber does nothing.
uh, but
Now he
Martell
has
be
to
at
protect
7.
dominance. Now he has to protect every dominance. Ooh, unbridled generosity, kicking the bank.
Hmm.
Something that you love to see.
Speeding up the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at Lannisport Treasury, and it seems like a weird include, but I guess it's a place to always, if you're going to play the Unbridled Generosities, that's. And I always thought the
Hmm.
point of that card was to. I guess no, but even then you could only get the money in marshaling, so it's always kind of a weird. It's a weird card.
As someone that played that card, it's very weird, but it's economy. And it's economy that you didn't paint from previous turn, so you're basically not losing much. Uh, and placeholder for your generosities. I played that with this card, and I played exactly in the new deck. So yeah. I mean, weirdly enough, that card finds place always in those kind of decks.
Hmm.
Just because they are either combo orientated or they're very heavily depending on economy. What did Jannis discard for reserve? Ocean Roll, Dorm.
Chamber.
Knowing that there is no disaster,
Yeah.
it's solid discard. You see weapons at the door, which is interesting inclusion, and I'm curious why it is. For the trade routes. Yay! Money galore. Now that you mentioned one sport treasure, I wonder if my old deck will work now better. Hmm.
Okay, so just 17 money there.
Just 17. Hate this stupid pot.
Who needs Iron Bank?
Uh, Good efficient cards.
Trade routes was always a nutso card. I couldn't believe that when they printed it.
You, you and me, my man. You and me. Um, Still from all the economy pot, my favorite one is one from the Iron Bank. Ooh, spicy. My favorite Greyjoy card from the cycle.
Yeah, this is fun. I've made a number of decks, pairing that with Martell, their ability to look at your hand and know exactly what they need to hit.
Hmm. And the discard pile is currently quite full, so
Now, do you red
uh,
bank here? I mean, do you red keep? I think you red keep this, don't you?
probably, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But now the keep is out, so
Yeah, but I think that's probably pretty good. That's
yeah. I mean, considering how the deck plays, probably he could have used the whole hand or most of it. Uh,
yeah. And again, like this is I don't really understand the mill deck here because it always looks like, oh, he's milling himself here. too, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here the thing is that, as I mentioned earlier, that front is not alive at this
Hmm.
time. Maybe you have to always play him protected, but yeah, who knows? Why didn't did Jannis spend gold from the Iron Bank? Why his bank didn't, or he didn't trigger the reaction? His bank is still at 1 gold.
It's not. He hasn't
Oh,
collected
oh, it's
income
not
yet.
his master. Oh, yeah. I'm looking at 14 gold. For me, that he collected income long ago. This is a weird one as well.
Well, this is. It also this Cersei's informant works really well with Iron Bank
Mm-hmm.
and unbridled generosity and.
Much and more. Mm.
Ooh, I don't even know this guy. Blackwater
He's
Raiders.
an amazing guy as well. He takes location. I wonder why he waited so much up until now to take it. Obviously, to knew that it keep one of the triggers. But that's a heavy blow to the controlling mule deck.
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. That's well, it seems pretty powerful effect. It's not even something like Yorin where if the character dies, it returns. It's just plain stolen.
Mm-hmm. Like old Yoren. If you've seen old Yoren in play at all.
The 3-cost Yorin, or are you talking about a previous edition?
Yeah, the 3 cost Yoren.
Yeah.
He's as good as the 6 cost one. So both of them are very strong. It looks like Colt is planning to draw a lot here. Unfortunately, if Jannis decides to trigger the guild vault, it will go to Colt's control.
Did so Colt just emptied out his bank? Is that right?
Yes, to bestow the informer. And he plans to draw cards like crazy in the Martian phase. And then again, immediately,
Okay.
generosity, all-time informer. He spent the gold on the bank.
Yeah, I'm lost.
So on the mission, he resurrected something dead. Yeah. So that will open to draw additional cards. I mean, Colt will look like he's on the way to move him, but Archivist will be there to end time for the next match. There will be a swipe bar here, but I'm not location. You can see all the characters.
Okay, 22 gold for Martell after they've already played 2 Shadows cards.
Yeah. Secret schemes to draw 4
Sure.
and Colt immediately drawing.
Yeah, I don't know what game this
Um,
is. I haven't played this game, whatever this game is.
Mute yourself to that. It's an interesting win condition. Uh, Happy that they've added it because it's very frustrating to play with the cards on your board only. in first edition especially. And we have Starfall somewhere on this lingering venom. Oh, that's one way to deal with the Informer. I love Ravens. I wonder what you made. Oh, this will hurt. So I assume the red keep is going away. Oh no, this cannot hit the red keep. So I assume
Mm-hmm.
whole town went away. I don't think there is a single unique character in Jannis's deck. Yeah, wait, we can check that.
We can check that, yeah.
A single copy of Lisa Arin, a single copy of Meister Crescent, and Shirin. A single copy again. Everything else, exposable. I mean, this is something only Jannis can pilot, so I don't even want to try to figure it out. So we still don't know if there is a unexpected Goblin Shadows. We see on Mr. Norm played from Jannis side this time, for Green Blood Trader and Queensman. And Queensman will look at that juicy hand. Uh, what was it? Discard the card? He discarded
Guile.
Unexpected Guile. Yeah. I wonder why it's not in Shadows, actually. And we have the DK set ready.
All right, I'm having to adjust my screen zoom now because things are getting so wide.
I don't think there is. If I do it even smaller for stream, it would be insane. Oh, it's small even now.
Mm-hmm.
This is worse. So yeah, there is a chair here and a tarpon. It's too bad that they cannot. The platform doesn't allow you to reorder them.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been something very nice.
I'm not complaining.
Uh,
I
Copy of
get pretty
Dragon's
good
Den.
value out of the Iron Throne.
For the play, yeah.
For the amount I've paid, yep.
I stopped playing Iron Throne up until now. Actually, for the tournament, I love the platform and I hate it with passion, especially before big tournaments. It's good to get to play, but it's also very bad to play there. Just because the automated responses is something that you always have to think about. When it's flashing, you don't think about it. You're like, oh, I can do this.
Okay, so Dragon's Tail, Bear in the Maiden Fair. I think they were. I was listening to the latest White Book podcast, and I think Aaron was making a pretty good case that Mill should never have been a victory condition in the game.
Why?
It's just not necessary.
I,
But
I think
also, like, are these really the kind of games that anybody wants to be playing? I mean, just as far as a negative play experience,
mm,
maybe it's interesting. Maybe I think Roy was making the point, and I don't want to represent like that these are their actual arguments. This is just how I remember it. I mean, I think Roy was saying, having multiple ways to win is cool, And Aaron was saying, yes, I agree, but this is a bad one.
It will be seen both ways, I think. It's very cool to see different multiple victory conditions similar to like L5 Aris. You can win this way, or this way. Still, most of them are still considered MP if you are very good at it. So Mew is, I don't know, this is a Mew deck that gives you, look at them there, like have 15 cards in hand. Okay, when was the last time you had 15 cards in your hand? So they have options to play and stuff like that. So that's, I like this type of Mew where it gives you cards. My type of Mew is you don't get to see even the cards. You get pillaged or looted out of the game one way or another.
Okay, so discards Archivist.
Yep, shuffles everything back into the deck.
Everything goes back in the deck. So again, tell me how this is working as mill then? I mean, it was only because of Marin Trant?
Yes.
Without Marin Trant, but Marin Trant's dead, so
Well, without Mediterranean it's very, very hard. But we'll see. I mean, I'm pretty sure Cole should have a plan for winning,
I mean,
aside from
is the
if something
is the
happens.
plan that Colt's opponent will play every single card they have onto the board in order to mill themselves? I mean, I was looking; they have 36 cards left in their draw deck, but that's only because they have what, over 20 on the board.
Yes, but let's not forget that both of them are playing on a Misty Norm, so whatever dies gets recycled,
Mm-hmm.
so the event gets into the discard pile, and it will be recycled again.
Hey guys,
Is this James?
Derek.
Derek. Hello, Derek.
Hey, Derek.
Can you make any sense of what's happening here?
Sure. What do you want to know?
How does Colt win?
I don't know that he's behind the eight ball because of Martell getting his guild hall. If he had his guild hall, he would be fine. He wins by keep doing what he did, cycling through his deck a bunch of times and using his 3 Dragon's Tail each time. And he can cycle through his deck with the Informers because every time a card comes out of Shadows. So he can use the Retinues to make challenges, bring Guile out. Each time he brings Guile out, he gets to do all this shuffling and cycling again.
So you want to tell that he is trying to do that in a single phase, so the opponent didn't discard cards?
Correct, because he knows that his opponent does have 1 copy of Citadel Archivist, so he's got to empty, since he's already used his red keep and he doesn't have access to his guild hall, he's got to make him draw all of his cards or else worry about them going back in. Ideally, he has Marin Trant out, and then that makes it a lot easier, but obviously Trant was Valor.
Immediately. Okay, I didn't consider that option to force him to draw all the deck in a single.
Yeah, I think in testing, the most he ever made me draw in one phase was 47 cards.
That's it? Alright.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
in testing, like pre cut when we were testing this deck, I was testing my start crossing into it, which should be a hard counter because I have 2 barring the gates and king plot, and it's just fast as lightning usually, and he's still beaten more times than not.
Interesting, yeah. I haven't considered the option for you to mill your opponent out by that way. So this reminds me of the what was it? That to be restricted for the milling mission to Essos deck
Yes.
out of Martell.
Yeah, so there is a version out there that can do similar things that way. But this is just crazy, is what this is. I don't know if he's got lethal at this point. I think he's still short, to be honest, which is going to present some issues.
Depends if Yanis drew a nightmares or not. Because
Yeah. How
that
many
makes,
nightmares does he have in his deck?
I think too. Yanis is running too.
Yeah, I mean he needs nightmares, and then he also needs his hands judgments, which to cancel Colt's hand judgments.
Oh right. So how many judgments are there? Two. A single copy of Clever Feint. Okay, so we have stuff to see still. So now this makes a little bit more sense. I didn't consider that option. It would be amazing if we catch it on stream, but do you know what his record is in the cut with this day with the deck?
I can look it up,
Okay,
but it doesn't
thank you.
feel like that spreadsheet's always the most accurate. Okay.
Looks like he is arranging his deck slowly, but surely.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry, got a phone call from work.
No problem.
No problem.
He very well may have it this round, because I was actually really surprised that he spent all his gold off his Iron Bank this turn, because I don't think that there's a way that Martell can close this turn. So I feel like I thought he would wait till next turn to try to do it. So we'll see.
He was 3-2 in the before the cut, and you were asking in the cut? Yeah.
I think before the cut his deck was different.
Yep. Yep.
It was a little different. It didn't have Marin Trent and it didn't have Red Keep, or the two big ones, but before it pretty much relied on reusing Clever Feint to get the retinues back into shadows and just milling them with the retinues, which it still is part of the deck, obviously, but now it's more of let me play Dragon's Tail 15 to 20 times in one challenge phase.
So Colt lost his first match, and then the second match wasn't played because USA had already clinched.
Correct. He probably would have lost his second match because he was up against Lanny Crossing with Big Cersei, and so he's just feeding Big Cersei power every turn.
Yeah.
And his first match was Targ, I want to say BS, and they had Drogo with Queensguard turn one and just rushed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was on stream, I think. Unfortunately, nothing much we can provide here. So he's triggering, drawing card, discarding card, triggering. But I think it's time to go to Challenger because I don't think there is anything else to ambush or bring out of Shadow.
Yeah, what he's still going to do all his shenanigans again, and then he'll make either the intrigue or the power challenge with his two retinues, get them back in shadows, and then he'll be bringing each one of them back out, doing all the triggers to each one of them coming back out, and then doing all the triggers to each of the Guiles coming back out, and then he'll be able to do it 3 more times, assuming that Starfall takes one of their icons the second time around, but he'll still be able to put one back in shadows and, all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah. So
The game plan is pretty clear, but
I just don't know that he can. I don't know that he's going to be able to get 34 more cards in hand this for Martell this turn.
We'll see. But I do hope he has hand judgment because probably Jannis has both nightmares and hand judgment.
You would think, yes.
Yes.
I would say in the 6 cards in Colt's hand, he has 2 hands judgments.
I think he discarded. There is a nightmares. There is a dragon tail. So okay, so maybe there is hand judgment.
I would say one of the cards in his hand is a clever feint as well, because I don't see him discarding one of those unless he already had one.
He has only one in the deck.
Oh, that surprises me. Well, we'll see. There went the nightmares.
Yep. And time for hand judgment. Hand judgment. And then hand judgment. Jannis, what are you doing? Where is your hand judgment? Okay, so looks like there is no another hand judgment.
So I'm sorry. What specifically was gonna be nightmares there?
One of the retinues, because that causes Guile to fall off, because Guile has to be a character with the Shadows keyword, and Nightmares blanks the keyword.
And it would just go straight to the discard pile?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
And then that card, neither of the Guile or the retinue doesn't go back into Shadows either.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
You were correct.
What?
Oh, he played a second Nightmares, and Colt played a second Hand's Judgment.
Okay.
Yeah. Dragon tail. So he maybe have it here, but we'll see.
I mean, it's still going to be tough because there's 32 more cards to draw. Oh, there's Viper's Eyes. That's big.
Unbridled Generosity.
That's his choice?
A second one. So
he has 2 of them.
Okay.
Let's see, formal, that doesn't matter that much. I mean, he's just playing cards to back into the deck at this point. With the next trigger of Archivist.
Very, very confused. I don't know. 30 cards is a lot. Whenever Martell does have some counters, especially eventually they're going to hit their Archivist too.
Yeah, and now the keep is. But for the Archivist, he has to discard it in a way, and Martell doesn't have a way to discard it manually from their side. And here we go. Although he's very close to winning himself. What happens if the last card is Archivist? There are 3 actually, so it's highly unlikely, but because that 6 draw from the loaded informer could pretty much kill him.
So my thoughts is here, if he doesn't have 2 Archivists to discard, then he'll cancel with the Guildhall, and that puts cancel the Archivist with Guildhall here, and that puts him in risk of milling himself.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That would be very. I mean, Jannis is very, very smart. So.
And Iron Throne will prompt him with a little prompt, which I may or may not hate with a fiery passion.
Consider that Iron Throne is prompting him every time now, so he has to pretty really decide which one he want to cancel, which one he doesn't want to cancel. So
there went one Archivist. I assume he has to cancel that.
He's triggered it.
And watching for the guild hall. No, it went
No,
through.
he didn't.
Jannis needs the nightmares, which is Colt needs the hand judgments.
Is the issue that if he'd used the guild hall, it would go back to Colt though?
Yeah. Yes, that's also an issue.
True.
But if he get the guild hall get out of shadow, then he doesn't have enough gold for the retinue shenanigans. Off to Go Town. This is for the first. And then
Is that another Dragons? Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's awful playing this match. Like,
for both sides, consider this. I mean, Yanis's deck is not nice at 12, so
that's fair. That is fair.
I don't. I mean, Derek, I don't remember you coming to Starek, so and I know Trey hasn't been,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't get the pleasure to know Yanis. Second retinue, draw 6, draw 2.
So Derek, when he's using Old Town Informer to draw all these cards, what specifically is he looking for? Is it just the events that can? Yeah.
Dragon Tail, Gift of Arbor, the Archivist, so he can keep going for sure, and his Hand's Judgments.
Yep.
So mostly events, yes. Not again. This is all secondhand information. Like Colt is the mastermind behind this deck, not me.
But you played with him to test it, though, right?
Yes, I absolutely did that.
Oh wait, what happened?
So he was bringing an Old Town Informer in. What just happened? Yeah.
So looks like Iron Throne.
He tried to discard it, and it looks like he misclicked because of his lag to put it into play.
I assume even Iron Throne doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, he's still in the phase, if you look up before all that, where he drew with the Informer. He hasn't discarded yet.
So yeah, looks like it. Yeah.
Oh, I think he clicked to discard it before Martell had passed the action window with Guildhall to cancel the Informer. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it happens also when you have red keep and start needing reducers. Like crazy.
So how do you fix this?
We are waiting for the prompt, or he can manually discard 6 cards.
But so what happened with Old Town Informer though? Shouldn't there be an Old Town Informer with bestowed 6 or something?
There is one still out here, bestowed 6.
Okay, I lost track. Things are so wide, things shifted on my screen.
Okay. Yes. The Informers also moved.
Mm-hmm.
Or not the Informers, I'm sorry, the Retinues.
The Retinues shifted from left to right, essentially, reordering.
I have to assemble this deck and torture Marmita with it.
So he got rid of a Queen's Retinue. I mean, wouldn't ideally he want all 3 of those out, or I don't know.
I mean, at this point, I don't think that it 2 is much better, or 3 is much better than 2.
Okay.
And he's still going to go through the majority of his deck another time. He only has actual 5 cards in his hand, so he has to be choosy of what those 5 cards are. They've got to be the Hand's Judgments. They've got to be the Archivist if he sees it. Though he did just get rid of the Archivist again.
Mm-hmm. And now we see, as you mentioned, Starfall trigger to top one of the retinues.
And I think that was a mistake, to be honest, because I think he should have waited till he brought the Guiles out. Because now he can bring both Guiles out on the same target, and then they can both go back into shadows, right?
I think he'll try to clever feint them now.
He did just
And
clever
looks like
feint.
he succeeded.
Oh, there it is. The clever feint. You're right. Good call.
But the thing is that Jannis cannot wait that longer to leave him to his start. He has to try to disturb him as best as possible. So Dragon Tail, Dragon Tail.
So down to 26 cards. Bring each of the retinues out is going to take him down to
24, 22.
22. That's still a lot of cards.
Below 6.
I mean, isn't the issue that if does he have to win this turn because otherwise, Jannis just discards an archivist?
I just realized that won't save him because by the time taxation hits, the red keep will be standing again.
Yeah, but still cards will be in the discard pile. And for if Colt cannot view him without triggering card, it's a problem.
It is, but if Colt can end the round with
Red keep will be
more
standing.
cards,
Yeah.
more cards in his deck than the Martell player has, then maybe. I don't know. I still think he needs to do it this round.
He's slowly chipping at it. He's on the Mist Morn. Then draw 2.
There's the archivist again.
And now he needs to bring the other retinue.
Hand size 26.
Yeah, it's super fun. Like when you have 5 or 6 reserve, trying to click through and, you know, put cards back in your hand or choose which cards to discard to reserve.
I assume the Aeratron is not for you to have 27 cards in hand.
And the round's not over yet because he still can bring the put the retinues back in shadows from the intrigue challenge and trigger again. Plus, who knows how many more Dragon's Tails at this point.
Yeah. So gift. Sorry, much and more. I'm so happy I stayed up for this game. Unfortunately, they're in time, and they will maybe reach time. And Jannis is leading with 1 power.
Yeah. Well, Jannis is going to be able to make some challenges this round too.
Oh yeah. I mean, if he doesn't get milled
Right.
before his challenges. Unfortunately, no.
Derek, what do you think? What was the point of weapons at the door? I mean, there was a single attachment on a septon, right? But doesn't he need to? Doesn't he need more gold than this? For I don't know. Like, explain to me weapons at the door in this deck.
Weapons at the door in this deck was to buy him a turn against cohort deck, rush deck. I mean, this turn in this game, I don't know if he needed to go first or, I don't remember what that milk was on. Do you?
On a Septon.
Septon.
He needed that 2 gold.
Okay.
Hot Hand Judgment, Hot Hand Judgment action. I assume this is Valerian still that. Who is Norcal in chat? I don't know who it is. I don't recall. Maybe asking for a 10th time.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Who is with in Discord? Not in Discord, in Twitch with Norcal name.
That's Alejandro, isn't it? Alejandro?
Yes.
If it says NorCal, NorCal is Alejandro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Alejandro.
I'm streaming the game too, Ivan, just so I'm not looking at your chat.
Okay. So that explains. Um,
I gotta record all Team USA games that I can. It's my job.
oh, okay, okay.
More generosity.
More generosity, more. I don't
Generosity lets him dig deeper with each one. So now each time something comes in, he's going through 12 cards of his deck.
Right?
And Bank gets fatter.
I mean, this deck is incredibly clever and annoying, but clever
Oh yeah.
and annoying.
I'm just not sure that he's going to be able to close.
There is at least.
So explain why he has to do it this round, though.
Because he won't be able, once this round is over, those cards from his opponent are going to go to the discard pile. Even best case scenario,
Right.
not worrying about an archivist. Then he will no longer be able to trigger his archivists because they would put those cards back into his opponent's deck.
Right. The archivists only work with all those cards in the opponent's
Correct.
hand. Yeah. Right.
The archivist, this scenario works better if he has Marin Trant out, and then all the cards are removed from the game from his opponent. Does his opponent run Valado Harris?
I don't think so.
I assume yes.
No, he does. He does. Yeah.
He
Both
does.
So
Valors.
if he does not close this turn, that could potentially add 5 or
All
6
of the
cards
cards.
to his deck as well.
All of them. I mean, if I'm at Jannis's position, I'm choosing all of them to go at the bottom of the deck.
I don't need characters.
I mean, yeah. So which one of all of these have come into play effect or some other effect aside from the Bastard Daughter that we won't forget? And there is Citadel Archivist discarded and Trigger. Ooh.
You guys are a little ahead of me. I don't.
Are you not watching the game?
I'm watching it on Iron Throne, but it's apparently a little laggy. There's the Nightmares.
And there is the Conjurement. Jannis cannot catch a break with this, but Colt's hand is getting smaller and smaller.
It is, unless those cards are Dragon's Tails, and then he just builds it back up.
Yeah, but now he drew 8 and he has to discard 8. So he's with 3 again.
He has no Dragon's Tail. Oh, he has 1 Dragon's Tail in the discard pile. Dragon's Tail is restricted.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, if Colt clicks the wrong informer, basically at these stages.
The other thing to consider is there's only 20-ish, 22-ish minutes left in this game.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I pointed out. That Jannis is a head of power. Mm,
There's the Archivist again, which will put 3 cards back in Jannis's deck if he triggers it.
I think he has to. He's at 6 cards.
Fair.
Although now this could be cancelled by the goal.
He
Yeah,
put
it
2
is
in there.
2 Archivists.
Okay, so just to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Colt is out of gold at this point, so
Mm-hmm.
he could bring the
He can do it only twice more to
correct
the cycle.
4 more cards that way, plus whatever Hand's Judgment or Dragon's Tail. If he doesn't have a Dragon's Tail in hand right now, he's in trouble.
BDR. We should probably start looking what he's doing much and more. Oh no, it's discarded. Oh, but stop playing gift. Oh, he cannot play any more gift card. Protection card. But now he gets 2 inside.
He
Oh,
does get
that's
2
2
insight.
cards.
You're right.
That's 2 cards more. One card in the discard pile. He can cancel the first of the. Oh no, he cannot. He needs the. That's on the character, right? How can you focus on the character?
Correct.
So I don't think there is enough fuel, honestly. That's why it looks like a little bit sketchy to this point. If there was a little bit more gold, but then Jannis will just not do the challenges. Mm, is there off to go down in the deck?
Yes.
One. Okay.
Yes.
So he may try to give the military icon, but that's about it.
I think this phase has taken like 30 minutes.
A little bit more.
At least.
One Dragon Tail. And that's it. Yay! First challenges face off. First player challenges are over. Now next. I wonder why was the choice made to not run Costco?
To not what?
To not run Costco for Marine.
Just the plot slots were a little tight. His biggest concern was dealing with rush. So I think he has Champions Challenge in there, or at least he did on Easy Truce. We were playing with both of those.
Yeah, both of them are there.
And obviously the high gold plots and the draw plot with coppers. He's played around this with his deck a lot. But generally it's close call is really bad for this deck because if I remember correctly, Marion Trent is basically the only card that you'd want it for.
Yeah.
He does run the Misty Morn for his non-uniques.
Mhm. I think this will be for Jannis' challenges. He's brave.
Oh wow, that surprises me.
I wouldn't have done that.
Now he can bring the informers out. Oh,
But
he
they
doesn't have
stay
the codes.
out.
They stay out. Yeah, okay, that's why I did it.
I mean, there is the option for clever feint to be found.
He's
Okay,
already
well,
knelt. He's already knelt his faction card though.
oh,
And
right.
don't we know all 4 cards in Shadows, don't we?
Correct. 2
Yeah.
retinues and 2 guiles. Just
cannot
with the retinues and guiles, assuming a clever feint next turn, he'd be able to mill like 12 cards without any Dragon's Tails.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the 2 that Jannis will draw from the draw phase. So you're looking at 14. So he I don't know. I don't think he's going to be, and I don't think that it looks like they will have one more round,
yes.
but that'll be the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's, I mean, I'm like I said, I guess that he can't let him put 22 cards back, so he's going to have to use his red keep here to cancel.
And then after that, he just doesn't trigger his own archivists anymore, right? Isn't that the trick?
Correct.
Change the rules. Hey, one Dragon Tail cancelled. Finally.
That hurts. I mean, how many Dragon's Tails are in the discard pile at this point?
2.
Yeah. And he's not going to be able to archivist to get them back.
Yeah, but those.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna hit the restroom real quick while this happens.
Okay, I wish we can see their hands, honestly.
It's crazy. I've seen having to do that a couple times myself.
I just hope it doesn't get 15 minutes for Jannis to discard them.
Nah, I won't take him that long.
Colt is ready with the fast solution. You can drag them once you don't want to discard them, just type cancel Colt. So keep is standing. Is there a way to control the keep in Jannis?
Nightmares.
Not when.
Not in taxation, no.
$29 in here. If this was a standard deck, not a Wilds, he would be 6 cards in and deck in the water.
Yes, correct. That's part of one of the things that Colt's up against in this match. But he has done 75 card decks before, so.
And there is it to the archivist.
Yeah, there's the archivist.
Cancel. And it was cancelled.
Yep.
I'm afraid once you shuffle something back into the deck, so I assume it will be the archivist.
No. Oh yeah, it is the archivist. I would have thought that it would. Oh, that's right. Uni has 1 archivist. Yes, that makes sense. Colt has no way to deal with the archivist now.
Yeah, but the cards are in the. Yeah, yeah. So what now? Because if the thing is, Jannis has in hand Lingering Venom, which if one of the Old Informers or both of them get one, it's he cannot do challenges then, basically.
He discarded 2 lingering venoms from his hand right there.
Did he discard both of them? I see
Yeah,
only one. Ah, okay, yeah, two.
two of them.
And I think he's running two. Yeah, he's running two.
The Old Town Informers aren't nearly as important at this point, unless Colt is Colt still running Lazy Leo in this deck.
He should be at least one. No, there is none.
Yeah, so I don't think that Colt has an out right now.
I mean, he's trying to stall now.
Yeah, but he's not going to get. They're not going to get through this round in 13 minutes.
See? Exactly what I told you. Everything goes in the deck for him. He doesn't care what's. He basically doesn't need characters on the board. He needs them in the deck. And now he's there queue for 30 more cards because he did mill 20 or something. So generosity. Iron Bank for Iron Bank. Double the gold. A third barge. So now a single mill can solve the problem. How many mills they are discarded? None.
Yeah, milk is big right here.
A single milk on the big rating or even big or the small one? Because the big one is more dangerous. I would
The big
milk
one.
the small one. No, I will milk the small one because if you miss one cancel and you left with less than 9 cards, you're dead. And the mat currently checks out because there's 26. So Granateo.
So all three Dragon's Tails are in the discard pile now.
So now he definitely needs to trigger that Archivist. I wonder what Jannis will choose to marshal. He has quite enough to refer to it. Who is going to be first?
Colt is first player.
Colt decided that he will go first. Yeah.
No, I think Jannis made him first, didn't he? What's the initiative on this? Oh no. Colt
Yeah,
must have
Colt
been.
decided to go. No, I just scrolled up and checked. He decided to go first. The choice was his because he was on less. Unfortunately, we will not see Clever Fang this round because he just nailed his faction card. So looks like he's planning to not go off this round, but the next one.
Yeah, and it's not going to go till next round.
Yeah, I don't think so as well. Just because there is no point in him adding the clever hand, right? Or if I'm
Yeah,
missing.
I mean, he's made a lot of triggers this game. He may have just messed up. Oh well, technically, the standing phase is still part of this round.
Yes. I don't know when it counts. Usually count at the end of dominance. I mean, yeah.
To finish the round, the standing phase would count. So technically, he could get.
But the retinus trigger, but these are only during challenges.
Are they?
All time informers are only challenges phase.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, both of them are getting fatter and fatter.
The retinue is just an action, so he could clever feint them back in the standing phase and bring them out if he can
Yeah,
get within 4 cards.
yeah, that is still a possibility.
With all 3 Dragon Tails in the discard pile, though, I don't see how he's going to discard or get rid of 27 cards.
It all depends on the walk actually, so we'll see. Another card in shadow, so third retinue.
Possibly.
What else is? I mean, isn't there like 3 times skimming septum, 3 times retinue, and 3 times unexpected guile, basically. So guile, copy of nefarious acolyte for some whatever reason, skimming septum, and retinue. And Guildhall, but Guildhall is the other side. A single copy of the red tip. How did he find it so early? It's Q. Is there a hard mulligan condition here? What are you looking for your setup?
What was that? What's he looking for on setup?
Yeah, that's pretty much very important, I think.
Economy. The red keep is big, and the Iron Bank not to set up, but in his hand. He likes to play that turn 1.
Okay.
There goes the Iron Bank, presumably.
Red keep.
Red keep? Yeah.
Yeah, he hit the red keep. Let's see, a Gaston for 0. I mean, we don't see the Gaston. Gaston right here on the second screen of locations.
Yeah, gas is not going to help because the guile is a forced reaction.
But what's
At the end of
timing?
the challenge.
Yeah,
Forced reaction happens first, right?
but it's
At the end of the
after
challenge.
the end of the challenge.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
not reaction to winning.
Yeah, you're right. So that is pretty good.
I mean, why did Jannis discard the clever feint now? Full milk. That is huge. And another one. Okay, so I think this seals the game. Mm,
With the Dragon's Tails in the discard pile, what would he have been cycling with Old Town Formers for anyway?
for the first Stella Fuse to shuffle them back into the deck.
Yeah, but he
But
can't
now
really
he
trigger
cannot.
that now. With 22 cards in.
I think he would have had to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Milk. So what now? I think either Colt started earlier or did Yanis just played it correctly as much as possible. I cannot tell,
The
honestly.
Valor turn 2 was the real big play.
Oh yeah. For some, I mean, as I was saying, I don't remember if you were here. These decks are ruled by 9 very skilled players for each nation for all the matchups. So
Did we actually have Colt disconnect?
No. Yeah, it looks like you did.
I hope that wasn't a rage quit.
It wasn't. He's been lagging the whole time, so.
Yeah. I've never like what actually happens on Iron Throne after 30 seconds.
I don't know.
It's not like the
I joined
Iron
back.
Throne never. I don't. It doesn't actually cause a award the victory to the other player or anything.
No.
No, but it's semantics at this point since there's only 3 minutes left.
Um, yeah.
Is there any, yeah, you could say, I lagged out in the game and lost, as opposed to,
I mean, this will
No,
have to
no.
go to
Colt
the.
would Colt would admit that he was dead here.
no, I know, I'm just kidding.
I mean, if all the other people stop joining and dropping, would be very nice. Um, so we actually wait. A good thing is that no, definitely not rage quit. Uh, I would say wait for him to reconnect and decide. Game is streamed, so there is no problem with that.
Derek, are you able to contact Colt through other methods?
Yeah, I'm doing it right here. Colt's not responding on Facebook right now, so I'm assuming his internet went out. But as I
Okay.
Okay, he's back.
oh there
Got the double message there of connecting.
Mm, still, we have to see if he will be. If he'll manage. Okay, so he's not giving up at least.
Mm-mm.
Mm, so let's see.
More Old Town Informers.
Yep. And we'll see red wine, Tom and Baratheon. Unfortunately, no. I mean, he has a few more triggers for free to find what he needs.
he doesn't have anything to find at this point.
Team except
Epic in length.
oh, tell me, I've streamed 4 games of Dave, I think, which is Martell Wars to come. That deck is so and then wins, like in a single turn. All of them were like hour and something.
Oh, so he was disconnected and didn't even realize it, which has happened to me plenty of times.
Yeah. That's what usually the Anatron does to you. You disconnection, you don't get anything. So 25. Uh, in no fairness, I played a new deck in Billy of Starek, trying to mute 3 people.
I can't imagine wanting to play one of these decks actually in person too. Just the amount of shuffling and card handling you'd have to do would be so distinctly
At one
unfun.
point, you don't shuffle. You just
Yeah.
riffle, shuffle. Generosity.
All right, so there's the Archivist. Back up to 47.
Six goat is a little bit too few, I think. And he has to build a new informer. I mean, at least I'm happy that I saw the deck to run what he has to do. So now I know what to do if I build it. To torture people with it. I mean, you just 130 for Jannis, for me 230. So
It looks like Colt is
Yes.
conceding.
He's tapping out.
Yeah, I mean, he'll try for a
Oh,
bit.
Jesus. Let us go, damn it.
At this point, they are torturing us, not themselves. I'm sure Jannis is swapping point, Colt also. So 45 cards looks like very far away.
It is, especially since he doesn't have his big informers. If he had his informers, who knows?
One Dragon Tail.
So I guess it would be interesting to find out if Germany did their own testing and had made a decision that, like, if you can Morghulis Marin Trant, you do that. Like, that was the key. Because, like, this is
I think
if he doesn't kill Marin Trant, Colt wins, right?
yes, because he
He would have been 35 cards behind now. 20.
Yeah.
How much did he shuffle? 20 something. So yeah.
20 something plus the fact that a couple times when he got Archivist last turn, he was shuffling like two nightmares or two hands judgments or four events back in.
Yeah, but doesn't Merin Trance say when discarded, not when it's played? When a card is discarded from opponent's hand.
Oh yeah, some of those cards were played. Yeah,
Most of them were played in the end. So yeah.
Yeah, everything but the one in trick playing. You're right.
People started giving total overthink. So second generosity or fifth, I don't know anymore.
He played the generosity on his just to get the other gold on his informer, so he can dig a little deeper.
Yeah. This is second time this phase. Second for a little bit of gold.
I don't see how there's any way this is possible, but I mean, I guess if the bottom 6 cards of Giannis's decks are like his nightmares in his hands, judgments, then maybe.
Interesting, Jannis is not. Is Red Priest loyal by a chance? Does anyone one of you know? I don't know. Let's go check.
Red Priest from Bera.
Yes.
No, it's
No.
not loyal. We were surprised about that as well.
Because I don't. Is it in Jannis deck?
It's not. No, when testing, we were all surprised about that.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, he's the top player in the world, so I'm sure there's a reason.
Oh. Jannis is extremely. Also very huge pain to play versus him. I think he missed Tarek this year. I don't recall seeing him there.
You didn't have the pleasure of his company.
No. Yeah, no. I don't think I saw him there.
So presumably, those other 2 cards in shadows are Giles.
Nightmares? So now in something interesting, when do you nightmares? Immediately when you get the chance, or you have to wait for to get the at least one cane judgment if you're at Jannis's place? Because we know Colt is keeping all the cane judgments possible in camp.
I think you still have to play it. I mean, to make Colt have the
Sure.
anything.
Yeah. So this is one down. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I'll be the first to say congratulations to Germany for advancing to the finals.
Yep. Yeah, no. A lot of really good close games, but they pulled all the close ones out. It looks like. In fact, I wonder if we'll even play the last. If USA will play the last 2.
Alejandro said in chat that he is still planning on playing his.
No, sure. I mean,
But just
you
last
you
round
don't
it
get
didn't
the,
happen. So
CT, I don't think is going to play his tomorrow.
you don't get the chance to play versus top players constantly like this. So
yeah, that'll mean something to
Correct.
Alejandro, and not so much
And
to
I
CT.
know that Alejandro, the deck that the other difference is the deck that Alejandro is playing right now is a tier 1 deck in the world's meta. If nothing changes, where the deck CT is playing probably is not.
so wait, let's see what they're playing.
Alejandro is playing Targ Sea of Blood.
Okay, that's a good deck.
Yes.
Is City on one shadows?
He is on Lanny Shadows, yes.
So that's a tier one deck as well.
I'm not 100% sure in an open meta that it is. In the World Cup, it absolutely was, because for whatever reason, people did not pack Shadows Hate very often.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
I think that there is, especially with Targ being heavily in the meta, I think a lot of decks are running barring, maybe even 2 barring right now.
Yeah, it makes sense. I always have one hate card in my pod decks but it's usually not the what people are expecting to see. The hate cards.
All right, guys.
So
Well, thanks for helping on this.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
I'm gonna
it
drop
was a
out.
pleasure actually. I'm stopping my stream as well.
All right, thanks, street people that are listening in on the stream that are still here.
Yep. You have a great day.